Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most harmed.
Do men come with communication, or do you have to buy that separately? You have to buy it separately, don't you? Fuck. I forgot something. I could run back out and get it.
No, you have to pick better. You have to understand that there are more men out there than the men that you are attracted to. Right? So it's not men. It's the men you are attracted to. The men that you say yes to. So really, that's the ridiculous of it. To think the scope of men's community is just the men, small amount of men you are only attracted to. It's like, how about branch out? How about not view men just on how they look, how tall they are, their financial status? Because there are other men that have communication skills. You just don't want them. Plain and simple. This is why it's tiring that women complain about men, but they only deal with a small percent of men. They only deal with the men they are attracted to. It's like you're not dealing with men you're not attracted to. You're not, right? You're not dealing with men that, you know what, actually have communication skills, actually are emotionally intelligent, are in control of their emotions. You're not dealing with those men because just so happens that, one, you're not attracted to those men. Two, you just don't bother to care and talk to men, right? Plain and simple. It's like, it fascinates me that women constantly complain about men, but their view of men are strictly for the men that either hit on them, or that the men that they attract, or men that they are attracted to. There are more men than out there, right? Not every man is hitting on you. Hell, not every man have the balls to hit on you. In my personal opinion, I've never approached a woman. I've never have. So really, there's plenty of men that have never approached a woman in their life. So they don't really enter women's spheres. So there's just more men out there. It's just that you don't see these men, you don't give these men a chance, and a lot of times these men just go their own way. They're not dealing with women like this. They're not dealing with women, period. It's just tiring because women, you see on this app, it's a constant barrage of putting men down. Like, men don't have communication skills. Like, women are so great at communicating. Yeah, like only women have communication skills, when honestly I see a lot of women have very poor communication skills. They think how they communicate is the right way to communicate. That doesn't necessarily mean you have good communication skills. You communicating how you want does not equate good communication skills, right? It's ridiculous that, I don't know, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it that women just, honestly, that video is a put down on men. To assume that men don't have communication skills, men don't have emotional intelligence, men don't control his emotions. There are plenty of men that do. They're just invisible to you. You don't want them.
I hate it when people are like, there are so many fish in the sea. I don't want another fish. I wanted that fucking fish. I wanted that fish. I don't want to see if other fishes are nice. I don't care about the other fish.
Her caption was, "My fish wanted another fish." This is why I said I have no sympathy for women when it comes to dating market, okay? Because again, they are the root of their own problem. You are stuck on a man that don't want you. It's always women, like, you are stuck on men that mistreat you, that don't want you, that are liars, abusive, that are abusers. You are the root of your problem. You are the problem, right? Wanting a man that don't want you and saying you don't want other men, well then, no duh, that if that man wants, he can treat you bad because you are stuck to him. You view a man that don't want you as on a pedestal, right? That's the thing where I said why I don't have sympathy for women, because how can you care about a man that don't want you, but men that would want you, that would treat you good, that would be, quote unquote, a good man to you, you don't want. You want a man that does not want you, i.e. would probably be a bad fit for you, probably won't treat you right because he won't appreciate you because he don't want you, yet you want that man. That's why, and it's fine, perfectly fine. Who you want who you want, but then don't complain about the men, right? Don't complain about men. Don't complain about that man. You see the red flags, you accept it, right? You are the ones who say, you know what? I see this red flag. I'm going to ignore it. So at the end of the day, you have only yourself to blame. Okay, and that kind of energy, right? Where now it's like, oh, I want this man, but he can't want me. So really now every other man you be with, you are comparing him to that man that don't want you. And in your mind you deem that you're settling for subsequent men. That's why, you know what, I've said this before. I'm in all support of women staying single for the rest of their life, right? Be happy on your own, right? That's the thing. Focus on your career, focus on your hobbies, focus on your friends. Because women like this will only be a detriment to other men. Will only hurt other men. Because one, will compare these other men to that man that don't want her. Or two, will deem that she's settling for these other men. So no, you're just gonna hurt other men. So that's why I'm in all support of women just staying celibate, staying single.
He should cook. He should clean. He should provide.
You should cook, you should clean, you should provide.
Yes. He should look after the kids.
Alhamdulillah. And what are you doing?
I'm being a princess. I feel bonita.
Bonita?
Now, maybe this is a joke, but in reality, a lot of women feel like this. A lot of women believe this. They only care what they get. They don't care what they give or what their partner will get out of a relationship. They don't. They only care if they are a princess. Yet they are making the man that's making them a princess a slave. And then you think about why a lot of men are just not wanting to marry. Why a lot of men are just, they are holding up to their standards. Because even supposedly traditional women are so selfish. They are so selfish. They do not care what a man gets in return. They don't. And relationships like this, you probably even get very little loving as is. So this is the thing why I've always said that provision is a luxury that most people, average people, cannot afford. You have to and you should go 50-50 in bills, in childcare, right? Like taking care of your children, housework, everything is 50-50, right? She will have to do the yard sometimes, you do the hard yard sometimes, you wash the dishes, she can wash the dishes. It has to be 50-50 because again, a lot of times people are making relationships very, very one-sided. And it's destroying relationships. I've never agreed to like a man fully providing and then neglecting his kids or helping out his partner. That's why I say let's take out that supposed provision. Don't provide. I mean, contribute, right? Take out provision, contribute. You both contribute. So no, she's not angry that she's a housewife and she has nothing to her name. Contribute. You work, I work. We both chip in, paying the rent, all that stuff. I think that's perfect for average people. But the main thing is that this clip is it's a very a great example of women's mentality nowadays. It's absolutely selfish, right? We have so many women that it's just like, let me get the bag and have him do all. And then you wonder why men would cheat, right? The mistreatment, the selfishness, the no care for him, and you wonder why. I'm not condoning cheating, right? But you wonder why your partner acts the way they do. There's absolutely no care for your partner, just you, right? You want to be a princess. He needs to do everything. While what do you do? Just give birth to kids of his. But yet, you control how your kids are raised. You have the final say on what goes on with your kids. Yeah, these things just a lot of men are seeing this selfishness. They're tired of it.
42, I'm child free, no babysitter needed. MAGA heads go boom boom.
You know why I think this is sad? Is that Women are using the internet for validation for their bad choices in life, for what they think will make them happy, right? Because this is a persona that she's pushing out to work. I'm fine with women wanting to be single for the rest of their life. It's cool. But I think a lot of them, in my opinion, are coping, right? They use it as a coping mechanism. They use the internet, the validation they get online, as a coping mechanism for their insanities, for their delusions.
I'm a bull Taylor's on my side. I'm a bull MAGA starts to cry. I'm a bull and Taylor's on my side.
That's why this is sad. In my opinion, this is sad because it's fine that you don't want to make your life family, your husband, kids. Okay, cool. But honestly, on the flip side, this is what you make your life as. It's cringy. It looks sad. It looks like you're coping, right? You're coping with going against biology, going against nature, right? Which is cool, right? I'm a big promoter on being single or being single and childless for the rest of your life. It's perfectly fine. But when this woman makes her whole persona, right, being a liberal, being single at her older age, being childless at her old age, it seems like a lot of times, how I view it personally, is that you are using the internet to cope, to get validations for these decisions that honestly, in my opinion, are counterintuitive to human nature. But fine, you're trying to find the validation you get online from women saying, oh, supporting Democrats, supporting being a liberal, hate against the other side, and then support, it's a great choice that you don't have kids, that you're single in your older age. It is great. And it's just that thing where I honestly believe a lot of women use social media as a crutch, right? As a crutch, as something to feed into their delusions. So I don't know. I just think this woman is insane, right? But there are women that says that looks like happiness to me. It looks like happiness to them, and I'm just like, I think a lot of people don't really know what happiness looks like, in my opinion. But maybe she is happy. I just don't think that when you have to push it continuously, yeah, I don't think so. Also, here's the thing, right? I've seen a lot of women pushing the decentering of men, which is, I'm all for it too, right? If you want to be single for the rest of your life, single and childless, I'm a big supporter in it. But here's the thing where the whole decentering of men, when this is the result of it, I think it's kind of sad, right? I think if this is how it turns out, right, in my opinion, the fake look of happiness, I'm like, okay, right? You do you, but I think it's coping.
Every famous man that exists, every male celebrity is rotted to their core. And if they're not, if publicly they seem like a really good guy, I'm convinced just because their team is extra good at covering stuff up, which is a red flag. Keanu Reeves, because Dave all posting a notes app apology for fathering a child outside of his 21-year marriage is pretty insane. The notes app apology itself, right? This behavior, though, is not surprising coming from a male musician. You know what I mean? And him and his wife have been married since 2001. That's longer than a lot of y'all watching this right now have been alive. And so I'm thinking that this is a rock star. You know what I mean? This is a person that's on the road touring a lot of the time. I personally would be surprised if him and his wife didn't have some kind of arrangement within their marriage. I have such blind item brain rot. I'm really convinced that most people in Hollywood or adjacent spaces are in open marriages. I do think that oftentimes the deal is you sleep with who you want, don't embarrass me.
First, my thought on the whole Dave Grohl thing, it's whatever, right? I think it's stupid that he would publicize his apology or whatever. Keep your shit to yourself. Why make it public? Second of all, probably it is something established and stuff like that, right? They probably have something going on with behind closed doors, so just keep it behind closed doors. But what I really want to talk about is the beginning of her video. I will always talk about the hypocrisy, the delusion, the double standards, okay? For her to pretty much say male celebrities, male, men, it's always, why, it's just, this is the thing where you want to have blinders on because there are just bad people out there, or there's just people who do cheat, who are unfaithful, whatever. Because again, it's not a male thing to cheat. There's Kristen Stewart, big one, Jada Pinkett Smith. What I think I've read is J-Lo, LeAnn Rimes. There's plenty of female celebrities that cheat. So this is the thing where I will always point out, it's not a man thing that he cheats, that he's toxic. No, it's just the person. It's just who they are, or it's just the character or lack thereof. So really, that's the thing where I really find idiotic, right? Because because this is the thing where I watch some of these videos, you need to make it a gender thing. You need to make it a man versus women thing. And it's tiring. It really is. Because it's a character flaw. Pure and simple. Because there are plenty of men that don't cheat, plenty of women that do cheat. So really, it's not because your character, it's not because your gender, it's your lack of character. Also, personal opinion, right? I mean, I could be proven wrong, but I think it's blasphemy that she brings Keanu Reeves. That man is the antithesis of a nice guy, of a decent human being. Now, who knows, right? Behind closed doors, who knows? But I'm saying, from what everyone can see, he's a decent, crazy decent guy. So I think it's blasphemy.